Hey guys, Adam and Josh here, Broken Heads, back with another jam-packed episode. Isn't that right, Josh?
Jam-packed. I don't know about jam-packed, but it's got something. I don't know. Jam-packed.
Why don't we listen? Cut the small talk. Let's get right into it. Coming to America 2 just came out about what, a week ago?
No. First of all, let's say it right. It's not called Coming to America.
All right, you're right. It's Coming to America. Yeah,
coming to number 2.
Coming
America.
to America
Yes.
2.
Yes.
Yeah, just came out a week ago. I'm sure I can say this, that we are both fans of the first, without a doubt. It's one of the greatest movies of recent cinema, without winning any Academy Awards, mind you. Still a classic. Will go down in history as one of the greatest movies of our generation.
Let's slow down.
Oh, now what I'm hearing is you don't agree with me already, right?
That it's going to go down as one of the most. No, like I put this below Trading Places, and which, by the way, there was a shout out in this movie to Trading Places,
which was awesome.
I was very happy to see
so
that.
How dare you show any displeasure for this movie just for that alone? But
I want you to pump the brakes on Coming to America.
Where do you rank
classic?
This? Where do you rank this?
Do you rank Coming to America above Breakfast Club?
That's a really good challenge question.
Stop cat dancing and give me an answer.
It's one of those things on any given day. It could be one or the other.
I just asked you a direct question.
Oh, you mean like RoboCop and Predator?
The way I'm asking you,
around
Mr.
That,
Johnny Boy.
Tinkle Bell.
Come on. What's it going to be?
Son of a...
I expect you. Hey, Missy.
Wake her up.
Wake her up.
God damn, as much as, you and I, especially.
You are all about me not being able to go ahead and put two movies together. I had to pick one. So I want to hear gun to your head. That's right. And you are all like, how dare you? So here we are.
Gun to your head. What's it going to be?
Boy, how the tides have turned.
Okay. Are you ready? I'm going with Coming to America.
Of course you are, because you have to you need to bolster your argument.
Oh,
and
so
I don't believe you. I don't think you mean it. You're just saying it because you want to come off as somebody who means what he says.
But then on another week it'd be The Breakfast Club. But right now I'm feeling Coming to America.
A tap dancer at its greatest. You are a salesman, and they absolutely are right in there right now, sandbagging away, saying what the customer needs to hear.
So Coming to America is not in your top. If we whittle this down to say,
it might be my
top five 80s movies. Top 5 80s movies.
Come on, man. Don't even start.
Top 10?
Don't embarrass yourself.
That's not in the top 10.
Top 50, maybe.
You are crazy.
You have no idea what
Commando in there.
I can even tell you, April Fools. Do you love that so much? So where's that in front of this one?
April Fools.
Mother's Day.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of talking genre, within genre.
So now, see, you're already starting to change you're already changing the rules. You said top 5 of the 80s. Now it's top 5 genre, which obviously now that's like 2025 movies.
I'm putting it in my top 10 80s all day.
Top 10
all
80s.
Day.
Okay.
Top 10.
If
80s.
I had more than 10 minutes or how long this stupid thing is going to go, I would easily destroy you. But I'll just leave it alone. And I will say it absolutely was a great movie. I liked it. It made me laugh. Eddie Murphy was at his prime. He is a fat slob right now, and he's been getting rich off of making money grab movies for way too long.
Yeah, well, I don't care about all that.
My wife still enjoyed his laugh when he laughed, and he was not in his prime during this for Coming to America. He was not in a prime. He has long since been out of his prime.
Well, of course, I'm talking about the original. He was, like you said, he was in his prime. That was prime time Eddie Murphy. Like all those movies that he made. Minus like The Golden Child or whatever. I don't really know about that.
You weren't in The Golden Child?
Not really. Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop.
Where do you put Beverly Hills Cop now?
Top 10 80s all time.
So I've already got two.
And I'm going to
throw your 80s.
And I'm throwing Trading Places in there. That's 3 Murphy movies.
And Breakfast Club.
Yep. Weird Science.
40%. Now half of your movies from the 80s are already gone out of your top 10. You see how easy I can destroy this?
Well, because that's how good he was back then.
I know, but all I know is I can come up with 5 more movies, 6 more movies to start moving these things around.
Let me hear
this list. I don't listen.
Give me 2.
We're here to talk about Coming to America right now. We're here to talk about Coming to America, and that's where we're gonna go because I don't want to go down that wormhole.
Well, clearly you are already biased because you don't even consider the first Coming to America.
I watched
top 10. So clearly part 2, you're not going to be feeling. So what did you think of the movie?
Coming to America is not top 10 and never will be. out of all the 80s movies, the hundreds and hundreds of 80s movies. And the sad thing is that
that's right.
The good movies that were made in the 80s, the Academy Award winning movies that you'll never have seen,
talk about.
Don't even get in there.
That's
you know,
all you talk about. That's like, you know,
no, because there are classic 80s movies like the Rat Pack and stuff like that they did their thing that are awesome. Breakfast Club, you know, St. Elmo's Fire, you know, all those movies through up there were great Rat Pack movies that I love.
There was many, but
there were many.
When you categorize in a top 10, you have to make those hard choices.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if we had more time, you already gave me 5 of your movies that are in your top 10 within, you know, for 4 or 5 minutes. Yep. I know if I start going in and start pulling up information from movies in the 80s, I could easily get 6 that you suddenly, oh, wait a minute. Oh, now it has to slide now because I know I could.
That could happen. You're right. Because, you know, you're just going off top of your head.
Don't take such a strong stance. That's top 10. You don't know.
Trading Places ain't top 10.
No.
You're an idiot. All right, let's talk about Coming to America.
You're the idiot who presents an argument and then even says he's willing to move around on it and tap dance. But yes, Coming to America, let's dive in. Let's dive in.
You hated it, so tell everyone why you hated it so much.
This movie didn't need to be made. This movie, I think some of the funnier scenes were when they went back and showed the old movie because, you know, it just wasn't that well written. I thought... I wanted to see. They went back and they brought a lot of people back from the first, right? The first movie, and I want to know what happened to Soul Glow. Where did he go? They had shout outs to him when they went into the barbershop. There were pictures, there were posters, and a couple of products of Soul Glow, and you saw the character. I don't know if maybe he's not alive, but I would have certainly thought that, you know, he would have made it to that movie because he was such a presence in the first movie that I figured he would have made it to the second. The costumes were fantastic. They were beautifully constructed. They're colorful. The dancing was great. But it was just kind of, I mean, and I will say I like seeing, come on, Wesley Snipes get back into it because we haven't seen him in so long. I'm sure they enjoyed making this movie, and you know, if you watch the end, the credits, they started doing like, you know, the outtakes and stuff like that. But as far as like, you know, movies that, I mean, entertain me, I kind of found myself like just kind of waiting for it to end. You know, it just didn't grab me.
Scale 1 to 10, what do you give it?
I gave it a 3.
A 3. A 3.
No, I probably give it I want to give it 5. I get like a 5.5.
Okay, let me ask you a serious question.
Yeah.
Before you watched this movie, had you read anything about it prior to?
No.
Not one review, not one commentary, nothing.
No, I
watched it point blank, straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I typically try if there's a movie I want to watch that I don't like to get into the BS beforehand because then you walk in it and you may be biased toward it.
It's skewed.
Yes, absolutely. I'll assume you likewise didn't read any commentary or reviews of the movie.
You know what? I had heard some in sort of passing. I didn't really pay it mind, but it did get into the memory bank a little bit. However, when I watched the movie, all that went out the window because I enjoyed it for what it was at face value.
And what was that? Did it bring you back to the 80s? Is that what it was?
Well, I mean, yes, like you said, those 80s scenes were great to incorporate into the second one. And of course, the Duke brothers, that was like an added bonus, just as it was in the first Coming to America. It was an added bonus. And that was great. It was just very watchable. You know, Wesley Snipes was great. I loved his character.
I love whenever he walked into a room, I definitely dug his little,
he was
little panache. He was funny.
At first, I was a little against the son as the main character. I was like, I don't know, but he grew on me. I mean, I'm very particular as well. And I really got into it. I was surprised. The only thing I will say I did not like is that John Amos had a very limited role and nowhere near did he capture his performance in the first one, which I thought he was one of the standout roles in the first Coming to America. With the McDowells, his energy, the way his delivery was.
Yeah.
But in this one, he had like 3 lines. He was like
but he had a big scene. He had a big scene toward the end, which with Eddie Murphy that prompted Murphy to go back to Queens. Right?
Wasn't funny. He was so funny in the first one. He was like all serious.
I didn't like the fact that he said MFing. I almost felt like they were trying to stay away. What was this rated R or was this rated PG-13?
I don't know.
I guess it's PG-13.
Might not even be rated like that because it didn't go to theaters. It might not have. It might be like TV-14.
You know,
right? Maybe. I don't know. That didn't come in theaters.
No, but they still have to rate it. It still has to go through the typical. So it's PG-13. And my guess is they didn't want to get. I think you can get away with one F word, and then it starts to go into an R rating. And I think they really didn't want this to be an R rating because I think they wanted. I think Eddie Murphy,
family, yeah,
yes, and that's been his thing, right? He's been, Eddie Murphy, the Family Guy, ever since Shrek and Donkey. I think he's been riding that wave, and it's been paying off well. And I think that this was an R-rated movie, which you've got.
The first one was, I believe.
I do remember a scene of the royal washers coming out of the tub, bare-breasted.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if that was an R-rated movie. And I think they said, listen, let's just keep this PG-13 for a bigger audience we can grab. But there was a scene where the royal washer was in there with the son's mother.
Yes.
For a couple of trips, apparently.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Well, there was nothing. Were you looking for
a
penis
shot?
No,
but like I said, I think if they had been a little more, if they'd been, serious and held to their roots of, being an R-rated movie. I like seeing the Queen kind of, when she got drunk that one time and was like, and she's like, yeah, that's my hood. I found him, I finally got someone from the hood,
Yeah, that was cool. I know there was some bright points. There wasn't too many low points for me. I just thought it was very watchable. It had some replay value, which is good for me because maybe in a couple of years I'd watch it again. It's not like
that was the question I was just going to ask you because with Coming to America, and it's tough to gauge this now because it's been 30 years. I felt like it was rewatchable pretty quickly. And I don't feel this one. Like, you even said you need a couple of years before you would see it again, which in itself is kind of a condemnation to it. Would you agree?
Well, it's one of those things, how like depending on what you're doing, you're like, oh, this is on. Yeah, let's put it on, watch it. But you're not you're not like deep into it, but it's there. You watch it and you look away. It's kind of like
the mere fact that you said you would need a couple of years to be able to see it again.
I still would watch it again.
Doesn't that say something?
Yeah, it wasn't like it's nowhere near the original, obviously. Right.
What do you give it?
I'd give it a 7.
Give it a 7. Okay, well, I mean, that's an honest, strong number from you.
Yeah.
It's a little strong.
And I read that Eric, Mr. Soulglow himself, and the other sister were not in the movie. There was something about if one wasn't going to be in it, the other one wasn't.
So was it monetary? Was it strictly monetary?
I don't remember, but they had that little love thing at the end. Remember the first one? Yeah. And I think that had something to do with them both not being in this one. Like it wasn't I forget what I read, but there was a reason why they weren't in it.
It just didn't make sense because they had everybody else. Like everybody else in the first freaking movie was there, man. And I just wanted to see him get up from the chair and see the soul goal soaked in the back of that chair like it should have been,
I mean, the perfect thing.
Still using it.
He would have been working at McDowell's in Zamunda.
Right.
It would have been perfect. Yeah. Like simple. Like, and then but someone else.
But you were disappointed with the lack of camera for Mr. McDowell, huh?
Mr. McDowell, I mean, his performance in the first one, for me, he was a big standout. His role. I thought he was so funny.
Yeah. I think he's underappreciated.
Akeem, what are you doing? Like just the way like he talked about McDowell's and McDonald's and all that.
Right. We're not McDonald's. We're not the Golden Arches.
And the writing was so bad for him in the beginning because he was in like one of the opening scenes of this movie. Yeah. And he goes, what did he say? McDonald's has the Egg McMuffin. We got the Egg McDowell. Like,
yeah, right.
That was not even funny.
The Egg McStuffin.
That was not funny at all. I mean, the Big Mac and the Big Mick. Now that was
right. Yeah, no.
But I get it. They all can't be winners. But again, I liked it overall. I was pleasantly surprised that
you would recommend this to a friend. You would say, "Hey, go check it out."
Only if they've seen the first one. Actually, no, maybe not. If they just to see as a one-off, just
you don't need to see the first one to watch this one. You didn't.
I mean, I know what you mean. So I guess
other than understanding why his wife to be, Wesley Snipes' sister was barking, right?
Yeah, that was
Yes.
cool. They had her again.
The John Legend scene at the end as he's singing the song, that was pretty cool too.
It was cool, but I prefer the old guy who was actually in the movie to try. He probably couldn't.
He was, and he did sing a little bit.
He did, but he sung some like other shit.
Yeah,
I want to see him do that. But see, that's appealing to like the new audience today, getting these other people in the movie to play a role to appeal to, more than the original audience from the first one. You know what I mean? Like the old people, the older people and shit. Yeah. But whatever, it was still good. I liked it. Yeah, you're a hater. You hate Eddie Murphy. You hated all his films. I can't believe it.
I don't hate. In fact, I told you I dug Eddie Murphy until he just started to make movies to make money.
When did he drop off for you? Because
like I said, Shrek and Donkey. Let me
rephrase. Sorry, when was the last good movie that he made for you? Because it probably goes back a long time.
Yeah, it's a good call. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Like Harlem was good.
Harlem Nights.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. But that might have been one of the last.
Yeah, then I think and even like don't get me wrong, like he's funny as Donkey and Shrek, right? That is funny. He's got some good lines, and I know he did some improv in that. But yeah, I don't.
That's not the class.
It's just not. It's not classic. Listen. We started out with Eddie Murphy Raw, and like it just. Yeah. That's like the nastiest that he was, right? And you saw like Beverly Hills Cop. It kind of each, because there were 3 of those, right? 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And they went down in succession as far as how good they were. The first one was fantastic, right? And it's an iconic movie.
Absolutely.
Of the 80s.
It's one of the best. Top 10 for me.
we're gonna next episode is gonna be okay. Let's go over your top 10, and we're gonna have a name, and I'm gonna have a list of.
We should
80s
do
movies.
that. We should do that and then reference, okay, do you own it? Right? Because that would help to solidify your spot in the top 10.
Yeah, but help. It's how you own it. Do you own it as a VHS? Do you own it as a DVD? Do you own it as a Blu-ray or 4K or digital? You know what I'm saying? You're right. Yeah. I've got all the laser discs.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, that could play a role. I mean, because that shows why I'm committed. I bought this. Like, this is my movie. It could be a good topic. Maybe we should do that for.
Maybe we should do that before we do that. We can do that, but before we do that, have you seen Once Upon a Time in America yet?
Once Upon a Time, I didn't watch it.
I don't understand. You tell me you're into gangsters, and obviously, it's got the Hebrew edge, and you are all about that.
I like that.
It's got the people you love. It's got a young Joe Pesci. It's got a James Woods. It's got a
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, and it's gonna be great. I just gotta get. I told you, I gotta get my mind into it. I watched Honest Thief last night with Liam Neeson.
Really? How was that?
I liked it.
I haven't seen that. Is that his latest one?
Yeah. He's a bank robber, and he wants to turn himself in because he met a woman and he wants to be with her. And
how was he with the physical activity? Because I think ever since Taken, I think that was the peak of. Well, I think that was like the end stage of his physical prowess.
Not a ton of physical contact, but there was some. But it was still good. It was. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It was a little, suspense, some parts a little edge of your seat, but a good story. It was like a Departed meets like fucking Taken or some shit.
But what's it gonna take for you to watch Coming to America? Like, what do you have to do? You went and watched this movie just out of nowhere, but like Coming to America.
Yeah.
I think what bothers you knowing is that it's 3+ hours. So that in your mind already, but you watch The Irishman, so I don't get it.
I know. Well, I don't know. I know. Maybe because, I never knew about the Once Upon a Time. You told me about it. I was like, wow, this is awesome. I have to watch it. But then I get in my mind, like, okay, my mind has to click one night and be like, let's watch that movie. And then I'm going to put it on. That's what it takes.
Is it something that only you would watch, or is it something that you'd watch with your spouse?
See, that's the thing. If she would watch it with me, I would have already watched it. I'm telling you. But she's not going to watch it. So I'm on my own, which makes it even tough because I got to be like, I'm going to watch it. I swear I'm going to watch it. And then I'll watch it. But until I get that, something has to click in my brain.
Saturday afternoon, you're going to be home alone on the couch, man. Just friggin' put your headphones on, put your iPad on, go to our favorite website, and start
How's
to
that
watch
holding
it.
up for you?
Still there, apparently. I
Yeah.
haven't. It's been. I'll be honest. It's been over a week since I've been on it, but
Okay. Yeah.
it's still it still beats or as good as Bobby and some of the others that we've used. So
it's good, and it should only get better at this point because it's later in life. You know, like that was.
I know
like
until it gets shut down, which is gonna happen.
Yes. But you know what's fucked up? I found this like somebody had mentioned it. I'm like, where do these people learn about these sites? I never came across that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, did you have Bobby or I have Bobby? I think you did, right?
I had Bobby. I
had one. I had one, and then that died, and you came with Bobby, and then that died.
Yep.
So
this one.
Yeah. How did you find out this one? Just
it was on Facebook that there was a movie. I'm a part of like one of these like horror pages or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were talking about a movie and they're like, oh, I want to see this. What's it on? And someone was like, yeah, you can watch it on this site. And they posted a link and I checked it out. I was like,
wow. Normally those links are like, buy this product here or whatever. It's like ridiculous, And
I was like, no ads, like no clicking 30 windows. I'm like, click, boom, watch. I was like, holy shit.
That's the nice thing. It's not like all pop up like get the like rapid fire to kill a pop up.
So annoying. I know.
Fight with it's so annoying. It is
pretty
so
sick.
Just let us watch our legal movies, folks. Come on.
Yeah, I know. And we're not going to plug you either. Not on our show.
We are not going to plug you. Damn that. Damn that.
All right, guys.
Listen, maybe we should talk about that next, folks. I think you appreciate that if we talk about movies that we have invested in, that things that we like.
Yes, we should do that. 80s or 90s. We can make it one episode 80s, the next time 90s.
Yeah. Let's do it, folks. What do you think? You in? Are you in?
Aaron, are you into this? Please, you're our only commenter ever.
I do believe One Broth also commented as well.
One Broth can eat this cup of soup, okay?
I think you're a little bit jealous because One Broth is ready in the wings to step in at a moment's notice.
One Broth would just side with you on everything.
Oh, of course not. No.
One Broth and you are like one cup of soup.
Just because we share blood, that does not mean that. We can go ahead and argue.
I'd like to get him on as a guest spot for the 80s and compare.
I've already asked for it, and he's ready to go at a moment's notice. Let's go right now. Bring him in. Come on, Chris.
One Broth, get up here.
Hey, come on. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was quick enough for you, but I think we got some pretty cool stuff ahead. I think we'll have some fun. Yeah, what do you think?
I'm down. It will be fun. You and I love that type of shit.
Yes, we do.
Anyway, like rating and grouping stuff. Yeah.
Yes, let's do it. We shall do it. Folks, until we see you then doing it, remember, stay broken.
Huh?
Hi-yo, husky ho. Hey, give him a sugar now.
Stay broken. Yeah. Okay.
It's broken.
All right, guys. Till next week. See ya.
Hey-yo.